Elon Musk tweets support for the Freedom Convoy of truckers protesting Canada's vaccine mandates. This has been a big story here locally. It has been a big story actually in the States as well. It's kind of growing in popularity. The idea here is that truckers, I guess in both the US and Canada, because a lot of it seems to be
cross-border.
Yeah, right. A lot of it seems to be focused on the border here. Because, a lot of goods, they go between.
Move back and forth.
A lot of goods. They go north, they go south. You understand?
It's always fun when you do an accent.
A lot of goods. They do. They go through these arteries, and here in Ontario, it's coming through Windsor. A lot of it, a lot of stuff's coming through there, and then obviously in the West Coast over near Vancouver, you got stuff coming in and out of there as well. So there's multiple convoys going on. There was one convoy of truckers coming from the West Coast traveling to Ottawa to protest, and then there was this other separate convoy, which I think was at Vaughan Mills yesterday, so close by.
Oh, wow, really?
I think they passed through. I don't know. They might be in Kingston now. They're all going to meet up in Ottawa, and I guess the place is going to kind of shut down a little bit because these are big vehicles, going to kind of clog up the roads. They had already clogged up the border itself.
Right.
And they're hoping to get some attention. Now, their argument is, we're in our trucks exclusively. They're saying, hey, and also their official message is, hey, we're not necessarily anti-vax. We just don't want to be told that it's being demanded. Well, apparently a lot of them actually are vax. At least this is some of the tweets that people have sent me. But either way, they don't want it to be mandated by the government. They want to have the freedom to decide. And then the other thing is, as I mentioned, they're inside their trucks. Now, on the other side of it, people are saying, well, you're going across the border. And if you're going back and forth and traveling long distances, whatever you got, you're carrying with you. Right? Whatever. You want to say something? No. You're looking at me really intently right now.
He's just really interested.
Mo's looking at me like this. Mo's looking at me like that.
I was. Yeah, but I was just really into what you were saying.
Okay, so on the flip side, they say, get your vax, whatever. I had to do it. You got to do it, blah, blah, blah. And they're saying we don't want the government telling us that we have to do it. And they're a group that can communicate, and Elon highlighted this because they are on CB radios, which is they're their own communication network. Truckers are tight, man.
It's like their own Slack channel.
Yeah,
they got this shared experience, right? They got this life on the road thing, and they are vital. Truckers they bring you everything, man.
No Amazon without truckers.
Don't get me started, Will. They bring you everything. Like, just stop and think about that for a second. Now, granted, I saw some reports saying, hey, if your store shelves are looking a little weak, it's not because of the convoy. This is what they're saying. They said, oh, no, that's shortages from the storm before or whatever, just supply chain. You notice supply chain is like the answer for supply chain.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Supply chain. Lou, where's all your videos? Supply chain.
Right, yes. There it is.
That would mean me.
or him.
Or Will.
Yeah. Well, Will's supply chain is kind of maxed out. If you've noticed recently, the way he screamed at Jack earlier, or was it Vin, whoever he was screaming at?
Both of them.
He never does that, right? And you noticed it right away.
Yeah.
Mo's expression was, wow, man. He turns to the door. He goes, you're either in or you're out. And I said, when did Will become Al Pacino?
And then he told me, get lost.
I said, when did Will become Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday?
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So, yes, truckers, they're going to Ottawa, and they got signs and Canadian flags, and along the way, people are meeting them, and they're protesting themselves and holding signs. And, it's your typical protest scenario. And they're in hopes that, I guess, when they get to Ottawa, they're able to change something, and some of these restrictions get lifted. That's their goal. Now, they've had high-profile people get on board with it, including the likes of Elon Musk, who says Canadian truckers rule, as you can see here. This has 400,000 likes, 74,000 retweets, over 7,000 quote tweets. I mean, it's a hot tweet. It's got a lot of action on the tweet. And then he goes on to say CB radios are free from government and media control, meaning they can, I guess, organize themselves. There's a lot of speculation going on about the actual number of trucks. This is the other key ingredient here. It seems hard to get information about this. Actually, some of the most accurate information seemingly is from police departments that are prepared for this convoy to come through. And in order to advise people on potential traffic delays, they're trying to get ahead of it and say, okay, here's what to expect in terms of volume. So when they went through Kingston, that's what they did. But some reports were, well, down at Windsor, there's 10,000 trucks. And then other reports were like, I saw 14. And then, so there's a huge discrepancy depending which side.
Right.
And also the statement you're trying to make. If you're on one side of the spectrum and you want to downplay the thing,
Right.
you could easily be
I see.
I saw like 14 trucks. I saw my neighbor in a pickup truck and that was it. And then if you're on the other side of it, you could just be like, it's 10,000 trucks. You better listen to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw a tweet from a police department in Kingston this morning. They said the convoy, at least the portion of it that went through there, was around maybe 400 trucks. It's a lot of trucks.
Trucks are huge.
They said about 20 of them had trailers attached, and then the remainder were just the tractor.
18-wheelers. Like, what type of trucks are we talking?
Yeah. But that's with the trailer attached.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Your average trucker's not hauling to Ottawa. There's nothing to haul to Ottawa. You're not trying to burn all that fuel. What do you know about hauling? Anyway, people are meeting them along the way, and they're giving them water, they're giving them fuel, windshield washer fluid, and things. People that are in for the cause. Oh, there you go. Don Cherry's in for the cause. That's his famous thumbs up there. That's a famous Canadian for those that don't know. Anyway, so it's just a hot subject right now, and Canada is in the international news because of it. I don't know what happens in Ottawa. I hope everything is very peaceful. Mo, I hope everything is very peaceful.
I agree.
Like, civilized.
Yeah.
And peaceful to whatever extent it can be. And keep on trucking.
How long have you been waiting to say
No,
that?
I wasn't. I promise you, I wasn't waiting to say that. When I thought about truckers, it just reminded me of how crucial they are to our way of life, and delivery people, truckers and delivery people, because obviously truckers get it to the warehouse and then, well, I guess ships get it to the port and then truckers get it to the warehouses and then smaller delivery vehicles get it to you. And over the course of this whole COVID thing, I've been living off. Like you can imagine had this happened with this degree of isolation a decade ago or 20 years ago, when you couldn't get goods at your house without physically going to a store.
Right.
It would have been a whole different level of mayhem if it weren't for the ability to move goods around. So that's what came to light in my mind when people started talking about truckers.
Yeah. Any updates will follow along.
Here on this show? Well, okay. You heard it from
Freedom
Will.
Convoy.
You heard it from Will. By the way, Will, I think you have the desktop audio turned up over there. I hear it buzzing in my ears. What, were we preparing?
Is it that loud?
Were we preparing for something? No, I got sensitive ears. You know that.
Yeah, you do.
You know that.
I can't hear nothing.
I was producing beats for a while. I used to be in the studio and I would just be like listening for the littlest inkling